So I've got all the bolts on my timing cover set up, tightened down by finger. I'm going to go back. The actual torque spec on these is about 12 foot-pounds. We don't have a torque wrench that goes down to that, so we're going to use our T Allen to go in and just hand tighten everything. We're going to do like we've done with everything else. We're going to alternate back and forth as we work our way up the timing cover. We'll get all of that done and come back, check it all, make sure we've got them all tightened down hand tight, and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I want to show you something here before we put the oil pan gasket on. There are a couple of places on the oil pan gasket surface that are prone to some leaking, and that's where you transition from the block onto the timing cover or onto the rear main seal or the rear main cover. So we used a little Right Stuff high temp gasket sealant in the corners there. We just put a bead there, then we smoothed it in with our fingers before we put the oil gasket on. That just makes sure that we don't have leaks in those areas that can be problematic on these engines. Just a quick tip to put a little of that on it, and it can pay off in dividends in the long run. Okay, so we've got our gasket installed. Make sure that everything seals up properly around the timing cover and the rear end cap, because it should be good and snug on the gas, especially these one pieces. Now we have our RPC extra capacity kick out oil pan. We're going to install. Make sure all your holes line up, and you can start finger tight installing all the bolts. Again, especially with the pan, because this is a thinner metal, it can warp very easily and it'll end up leading to leaks. You're going to want to torque slowly and alternately around the oil pan to make sure everything lays down nice and flat. You don't want to start on one side and go to full torque and then work your way around, because you'll bend that lip around the oil pan as you go around. So we're going to get our bolts hand tightened and installed, and then we'll go around and show you the torque pattern that we use. Okay, so we've got all of our ARP bolts installed. Now we're going to go back and start tightening them down. This is another situation where the torque on the bolt specifications is lower than what our torque wrench uses, so we're going to hand tighten again. You're not going to want to crank them down, and again, so that you have the oil pan surface lay down flat, you're going to alternate through. So what we're going to do is similar to what we did with the main caps for the crankshaft, is we're going to go from the middle and work our way out. So I'm going to go through, and I'm not going to hand tighten all the way down the first time, just like I did before. I'm going to do it in stages. So I'm going to go around and tighten everything from the middle, from side to side, from the middle out. Just get it started, get it to where it snugs down. Then I'll come back and I'll hand tighten it further down. Just to where it gets snug. And then I'll work my way around, and then I'll come back and do it to the hand tighten. What you're going to want to see is just a little deformation in the gasket all the way around uniformly, and that'll tell you you're getting close to your torque. We'll be right back. Okay, so now we've got our oil pan properly installed. The last thing we want to do before we're done with the bottom end is we're going to put our oil filter adapter on. This is a standard oil filter adapter, bypass adapter. We're going to put a little ARP lubricant on our bolts, get it hand tightened down, torque it to spec, and be done. Okay, so we've got the bottom end buttoned up. In the next episode, we'll spin the engine over, start working on the heads and valve train. As always, go to partspro.com to find your local Parts Pro store that has a professional on staff ready to help you with this project or any project you have for your vehicle. We'll see you in the next episode.